All right, we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome around the world to all of you people who are stepping into your power, remembering who you are, acknowledging your gifts, activating them, and really stepping into that who you're here to be this lifetime with grace and ease. And I am Joan of Angels. I'm an oracle of ancient wisdom, speaker, wisdom keeper, guide, spiritual coach, spiritual chiropractor, and visionary artist of your soul purpose. But I am here with Danielle Schreck. Actually, she can tell you more about what she does. And my dear friend Radha Nilya, who is actually the CEO of Radha Publishing House, which does extraordinary books. And I'm involved in her recent book on remembering and activating the goddess within each and every one of you and me. And I can tell you that I have her on today because she really woke me up to how powerful I really am. And she helped me anchor the past, present, and future timeline. So those memories of the past when I was the high priestess with today, when I'm, still walking in and out of a closet, and the future where I am both the past life selves and the current one melded into the future. And that can happen for you too, guys, because working with Radha and Danielle, you're breaking free of the system. So hello, beautiful ones. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us on here today. What a blessing.
Yes, thank you, Joan. It's an honor to connect with you.
It's always good for me to connect with you, Radha, because it's true, I always invoke past life, present life, future life, this dimension, all dimensions. But when I'm with you, I actually feel like I'm several selves, that I am the high priestess, I am the goddess Hathor, I am Joan of Arc, but I'm also, Dr. Joan Hangard, I'm also Joan of Angels. So on this level, and probably more, and I think therein lies the most exciting journey of all.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's time for us to really reclaim parts of ourselves. We're all on the journey of this reclamation, of claiming really sacred parts, ancient parts, and merging these timelines together. I think we're all on that trajectory, but there's so many gifts in this process when we do this consciously, because we can start to access timelines where we did yield very specific gifts, archetypes. Hathor, like you carry both Hathor and Joan of Arc and the angels. So we are multidimensional, and it's a very exciting time because we are starting to remember. There is a allowance going on where the veils are thinning. This is a collective thing, so everyone can start to remember. And I do this work called Goddess Activations. I've been really devoted a lot of my life to bringing the goddess back online through these activations, through teaching at Goddess Code Academy. But I got also more downloads that it's time to bring forward the many voices of the feminine who carry these codes in these books, just as we've done with the star seeds, and we continue to do with the star seeds. But now we have stories of the goddess, which both Joan and Danielle are both a part of, both in this book. And we have women from across the world that are in this book. And so I just wanted to presence the importance and how sacred and special it is when we intentionally do come together. It is part of our divine birthright to remember. And as each one of us is culminating these memories, they serve as an activation for one another. Danielle?
Yes, and I just want to quickly, briefly share. I do work with Radha as an ambassador with Radha Publishing House, and her and I also do monthly clearings and healings to help those clear many things, and such as the Matrix, clearing these glitches. And we kind of had a little bit of a funny start today, but we're here, guys. We're with you. We're present, and we're going to show up no matter what. This is a time of empowerment and stepping into your, your embodying the goddess archetypes that are available and accessible. And I was very blessed and honored to connect with Radha through Pillars of Light, Stories of the Goddesses. And I anchor in Aphrodite quite a bit. However, in this book, it's going to be very different, guys. And that just says a lot about the beauty of a divine, powerful goddess. We have so many essences that we bring in and anchor, and we are frequencies, and we are frequency keepers. So we are here today to share something very special. And I'm really honored to be a part of this project, Stories of the Goddess. Do you want to share a little bit about your background with the Radha Publishing, so they can have an idea of who this also could be for outside of Stories of the Goddess and Awakening Starseeds, because we're going to be working on a bunch of collaborative books, but also things in the future.
Well, I'm just so present to all three of us. There's a beautiful synergy. It's like, in ancient times, we used to come together as a feminine, and we didn't have any guards. Sorry, I'm just backtracking because I'm being really present to how special this is. Each one of us carries a codex. I've been so excited to really connect to Joan of Angels as well. Like, her presence has actually brought angelic activations to me that have helped me remember my seraphim lifetimes as a seraphim, being part of that lineage. And it was really profound and brought so much healing and joy and happiness into my heart. And I think, we've all been through so much, and we continue to still purge and go through. The process is not just like stopped. It's not like, oh, now we're done yet. We're on the sort of last end of this marathon. So I would say it's more important than ever to find your tribe, to connect with like-minded, people. And in our tribe that we have on Facebook, we have 15 authors from around the world so far. They're all doing different things. They're all part of this Stories of the Goddess book. And so it's been really fun because women have been dropping in their gifts. Like, they'll do clearings and healings for the other women. And I've been encouraging that because this is about leadership. My goal and objective through this book is to empower the feminine as their leader. So that means stepping up now. We're not waiting. Each month we do a session together where that's part of the curriculum. And then we have many bonuses because each of the women steps in and they do clearings and activations. And actually tomorrow we're going to be doing an activation with Leah, who's in Egypt. So it's so fun and joyful when we come together. We have to keep reminding each other about these sparks of light that we are, because the world will continue to tell you how, awful it is. And while we don't want to put the blinders on, we also need to remember our spark, our light, why we're here. And this is going to be a beautiful book of connecting in, the authors, the readers. It's been a lot of fun, and I'd love to hear, Joan, how has this experience been for you?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when Radha came and asked me to interview her, and I had agreed, and I knew that the interview was about the goddess, I was saying to myself, God, I just don't walk around feeling the goddess.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't do that. It just doesn't feel like me. So I was really surprised when we got online together that the next thing I know, your presence alone, Radha, reminded me of exactly who I am. And there was no pretending anymore. All those, past visions that I had suddenly were anchored right in from the moment we got online. So it was extremely powerful, that connection with you, to awaken those memories. And then to have the session with you where we went deep, and I saw myself as the high priestess, and I saw myself as Hathor, confirmed all the things I knew about myself, but were reluctant to actually put together, you know. So I don't know. That interview was, who knows when it was, but it seems to have changed my life in many ways, because now I've been diving in to my Egyptian lifetimes, and I'm going to Egypt next year, taking 2 tours to Egypt. So I think it's pretty interesting. I'm really feeling not just Hathor, I actually tapped into Ra. So it's very exciting to me when these timelines come together, and or lifetimes come together, past, present, and future. And what I also was told this week, and this is for everyone here listening, or who's going to listen to this, that we're here to wake up the goddesses again, and the gods who went into a sort of suspended animation. And this suspended animation has been for over 1,000 years or more. And so when you invoke the deity that is part of you, then you have that privilege of aligning with them. Your timelines come together, but you're activating them.
Yes.
You're awakening them, and we need them again, because this time they're completely for humanity. And each one of you has an avatar god. That's pretty cool. It's actually you, and it's more like the Matrix and the Avatar than even the movies. I mean, real life is crazy, but that is what it is. And so you have a chance to align. So I guess what we're doing is I'm sharing with you that now I'm writing a chapter in her book. I think this is the fastest
our
book. I mean, I don't think I met her that long ago. And now I'm writing this chapter. And so if any of you feel a call that you want to be a part of that awakening of your memories, but it's more than just your memories in that collective. And because we're in the times that have been prophesized, I think, well, why not go into these times really feeling like you're your 12th or 15th dimensional self, as opposed to just being your 3D self. No, there's 2 ways we can go into the next period of time. And I highly recommend you activate your magical, galactical, high frequency self. I'm doing, guys. And I guess that's what we're talking about on the call, because I think of the women, as we remember in particular, this role of leadership, and accepting it, and accepting beauty and leadership is a challenge, because we're all those centuries of being enslaved as women.
Yes. Wow, it's so powerful, Joan. You are amazing. You are something. You're an activator, and I'm so glad that you just activated too. Like, we both went boom, we both activated. Like, I had to remember something, you had to remember something. And that's how it is with Danielle too. Like, I remembered her being part of the angelic realm as well. So, you know, there's something incredible that happens when we drop into each other's field. And life is so busy and distracting. I think the number one thing is it's distracting. There are a trillion things to do, a trillion things to watch, read, buy, consume. But I want to ask you, you know, what do you consider as part of your legacy? What do you feel you're here to help birth into this world? Because the old world is dying. We know that. It's a fact. We see it. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's that things are falling apart around us left and right. Things are being exposed left and right. These are the times that we live in. These are the times we signed up for. So, hey, let's be here now. And part of that is our collective amnesia coming to an end for some of us, you know, and we invite you to come into be part of these projects as part of your awakening journey. wherever you are in the journey. And some of these women have been working with the goddess for a long time. Some are just coming online with this work. And really, truly, when you step into your higher self, what archetype do you carry? Because these archetypes.
Stop for 1 second, honey.
Yeah.
Danielle, can you mute yourself? I'm going to recommend we all mute.
Okay.
Okay, because there. Thank you very much. Okay, continue on.
Okay, so I was just saying that these, 2023 is really the time of the divine feminine. This feminine energy has been outcasted for eons of time, people. We know this, we feel it. And you know what? Our souls are crying because of this. The imbalances going on in the world, the dis-ease, distortion, the inversions are because we have fallen from the feminine. The feminine has been written out of scriptures. I have done a lot of research, and I've seen videos too where people have gone and vandalized like sacred feminine sites, and men have come with bats and broken down even more these feminine archetypes. Why? Many times in it's his story, but her story. And this is why I'm so passionate about it, because I remember being ran out of temples, Greece and Egypt, and really, and like especially in Greece, fleeing for our lives because this distorted, it's not the divine masculine, and they're not even really, have that humanoid aspect to them, but these heartless beings came and they ran the women out of the temples. The men took over. They turned into priests, because it used to be priestess. So for a while the men were wearing wigs and wearing dresses. They were doing the feminine thing, but then they kind of changed it, so there was a changeover, but they did it brutally. And then we go on, fast forward to the witch hunts. How many millions with S of women were murdered for the sake of the patriarchy feeling safe from our feminine gifts? Our feminine gifts have been kicked and shoved and abused and ridiculed, and it's cost our lives. That is why so many women are afraid to speak their truth. Why are we afraid to speak our truth? And even now we are still being pushed into a silence, pushed into a wall, backed into this space. Why is this continuing to happen? Because still the patriarchy lives, and it is thriving through these distorted, inverted beings. So are we going to continue to be abused? No, we're not. It's not our time to be abused. We're over and done. Most priestesses have been through excruciating abuses, by the way. And I mean in this lifetime, whether it be, sexual, mental, emotional, physical, or extortion, something. It's part of this ritual we're coming to an end of that, because these have not served us. They served us in that moment. It's almost like the breaking of the feminine has been the birthing of our feminine. And now we have to reclaim who we are, why we're here. We cannot be silenced anymore. It is time for us to rise. It's time for us to remember we were beaten down to nothing, in the sense that, like, literally, I used to shake, and I would get so scared when I would talk about things of importance, because I had memories of being burned at the stake. I would start to feel hot, like almost like hot flashes. And this was even in my 20s. So I stayed away from all that. And until I did the inner work, and I realized, hey, I'm not the only one. You've been through something. There's so many of my sisters that have these excruciating and harrowing experiences, as well as these divine, oracular, profound experiences being a divine priestess goddess. And we mustn't throw it all out. We have to take the lessons from what we have learned, and we have to take our wounds and nurture those places. And that's why I put together this project and other projects, even for Star Seeds. Stories of the Goddess is about feminine reclamation. We're reclaiming our voice, our wisdom, our wombs, and we are telling our stories wherever we are. And it's a beautiful coming together. And I'm so excited for both of you, for all of you, and those listening to join us, because we want to nurture and bring healing and that salve of sovereignty back into our voices, into our writing, and into our rightful place in the world where we truly belong. We were not meant to be hidden. It's like a beautiful gem inside of us. You know, people find gems hidden deep into the earth, and we all have that gem inside of us. And so these coming togethers, these groups, these programs, this leadership program, it's about finding the gem inside of you and not pretending it doesn't exist. We've all been hurt, and we all have that lineage of grief and pain, but we also have something that's beyond it. When we rise above that, we don't disregard it. We remember it with sovereignty, and we continue to rise, because now is the time for us. It is 2023, people. And our voices are here. Joan, you said earlier, we are the glitch in the matrix. The divine feminine code itself is that glitch in the matrix. That is the original code. You know, it is so divine and so holy. And where we have been going is it's so unholy, so distorted. So we have to say, wait a minute, no, you don't get to, this is where it ends, right here, because we're no longer interested in that. And so how do you fight an old system? You don't. We have to just reclaim who we are, gather it, and pull it up and rise above it. Rise, 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 sisters. It's time for us to rise. Aho.
If they are interested, I'm going to put the link in the chat, also in the comments. Let's see. Okay, let's start with here. I can put it in here in the comments. So guys, if you're interested, reach out to Radha, reach out to Radha Publishing and Danielle. I know this.
I just want to share real quick with you guys. I'm here to support you. I'm a part of the team here at Radha Publishing House as an ambassador. So I'm just here to show up today to support Joan, Radha, and all the beautiful women. Even if you just want to connect online, I am here to support you on your path and your journey. And I'm a big advocate for holistic wellness. So if you just want to have a chat, but most importantly, our Stories of the Goddess projects we're working on right now, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, or if you want to connect, please do reach out.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yes, if you have any questions about this project or any upcoming projects, connect with Danielle. She's so incredible, and I'm so grateful for her presence. Yeah, we're all a team, you know, we're working together, and Danielle is really an important part of that team. So I get really busy. I'm actually about to do a whole road trip across the country, you guys. I'm about to do some major grid work because we're in need of that. So wish me luck. And yeah, I'm just so grateful because, you know, both of these women, their hearts are so beautiful, and that's making me so happy because I'm coming into incredible women more and more and more through these projects and in the world, and we're finding each other. So I'm putting out the call. If you feel it, I'm putting out the call. Come, let's gather, let's heal. Good vibes only, you know. We're high vibe, we're good vibes. We want to not only just, you know, heal and reclaim, also putting out something that is part of a greater legacy. These books are forever. And that is something I was told when I was starting to do the publishing, is that, yes, these books are definitely for our generation, but they even have a longer, like it's ongoing. So these are for the generations to come. It's our gift to humanity. Join us. I'd love to have you.
All right, everyone. You have heard from Radha and Danielle and myself about this journey of, it's not just this journey of finding the goddess within you, but it's actually uncovering your memories of how powerful you were when you walked in a different, really a different timeline on this planet, where we were multidimensional, where we did celebrate our gifts as telepaths and empaths, and higher consciousness was the rule of the land. So, which is far better than what they're presenting to us in modern day Earth right now. So we can do far more when we're in that other sphere of conscious living. So guys, you're with my favorite people, and I'm your host, Joan of Angels. Go like, subscribe, and share the channel out. Check out Radha and the publishing house, and Danielle if you want more information. But I think it's really powerful to bring back your memories, because then you can't be fooled anymore.
Yes.
Once you know who you are, you can't forget that. And then you can manage in the present a whole lot better. So stay frosty, my loved ones. Expect miracles. And I love you all. See you next time.